Want to remind everybody to please sign the roll there in the back of the room, if you would, please.
Bring up your pledge of allegiance on my screen in case I miss it. Oh, is that how that works?
I think it's time. All right. We want to welcome everybody here today. It is January 9th at the regular county commissioners meeting and the Board of Chambers for the county commissioners. We'll start off today with, of course, let's ask everybody if they would please silence your cell phones, if you would please. And then let's not forget to sign in there in the back room when we come into it. But we have the Pledge of Allegiance by Mike Wilkins, and then Susie Anderson is going to do the prayer. Mike Wilkins has the prayer. Okay? Pledge by Susie Anderson. Thank you guys for doing that.
We ask that God continue to bless us with what we need for our crops and fill our reservoirs as we begin the drought. Father, we're thankful for the freedom that we enjoy and ask God please bless all the law enforcement and the military that's protecting our freedoms and the first responders. We thank thee now for this day and ask that be with us and be with our commissioners, and we do this now in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ.
Amen. Thank you, Mike and Susie. Let's see. First thing, right off the bat, we have the need to appointment of a commissioner chair. It's open for discussions or nominations or however we want to start that.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Brad Horrocks. He's the senior one that's been through the road before. He's kind of helping us through the ropes.
Turn your mic on.
Okay. We have a motion. That work. Okay. We have a motion.
I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Approval of minutes from December 27th, 2022. Entertain a motion for approval of them.
I have not been able to review those, so I apologize, but would we be able to table those?
Yes. That fine with you?
I agree.
Okay, we'll table the approval of the minutes for December 27th, 2022. Okay, number 3, review and counter signatures of certified list of claims and report of warrants. Mike?
Okay, Commissioners, we have warrants from 3 different check runs. First one is December 22nd of 2022 in the amount of $362,056.54. Some on there that I have identified to bring out to you is there is a $23,142 check to Holland Equipment for new sanders, for a new sander at the road department. Also, a check to Utah Communications Authority for $68,691. These are new radios for the sheriff department. And then the check run for $1230 December 30th of 22, there was a check to Clear Wing Systems. It's $87,755 for a new amphitheater system upgrade to the amphitheater that was bid out. There was also an $81,000 check to Communications Bureau for, we expanded the 911 system last year, and the state purchased equipment that is their equipment, but we reimbursed them for that for $81,419 on that one. Then the last check run was January 6th, which would have been last week, in the amount of $1,551,242.52. There was a few big ones on that one that are one-time ones. There was a new radios also for the sheriff department, came out of ARPA funds for $113,822. There was a check to the state for Indigent Defense Fund. This is an annual contribution to the Indigent Defense Fund at the state of Utah, $19,206. There was also a check in here for $375,000 using interest monies that the care center had made to be transferred to the care center. There was also our annual payment for workers' compensation and our liability insurance. Split into two different checks on that one because of the amount of entries on it. One was for $83,110.49, and the other one was $545,885. There was also several checks for the Utah.com for travel and tourism that totaled $87,750. And those are all the checks and the warrants for those three. Did I give the amount on the second one?
No.
Okay, second one for December 30th, $445,417.68.
Okay, that was on the 6th, you say?
That
What
was
it?
the December 30th.
Oh, okay,
check
that's
run.
right. Okay,
January 6th was the
okay, all right.
$1,551,000.
So did we actually get three? Or
There was
just
3
two?
check runs.
Okay.
There was the December 22nd one, then we didn't have a meeting after that to do it, and then December 30th, which now is this first meeting, and then we did the check run last week on January 6th. So there's 3 sets of those. Trying to determine what were claims. I think they're all claims, but we have determined that there was 4 checks. One we threw back in just a little bit ago to ETJ Law for $8,912.50. It was check number 383591. This was providing legal assistance on the bond referendum, and basically that was what it was. The next one is check number 383715 to IMC Promotions, December 1st, $527.98. The amount did not get a PO on that one. Next one's Kunzler, Bean, and Adamson, check number 383716, $12,981. And the next one is to Quench, check number 383804 for $975. And that was material for the jail. So those are the claims that I was able to identify, or my staff, between me and my staff. But all these are claims in my opinion, so that's my presentation.
Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, can I ask a question?
Yes.
So, Mike, on the 2 attorney ones, why are those listed as claims?
They are not, there's no contract with those. They were just came in as invoices.
So
No
over the,
existing contract with those 2.
so over the past month, we've had also legal bills from Studer Axland, where there's no formal contract. There acquired law services, Ray Quinney Nebeker, legal services that are actually rendered by Duchesne County, where Uintah County has agreed to pay for half of that contract, and then also with Gobel Anderson on centrally assessed and Peter Schofield. Those also are arranged the same exact way. So I'm just wondering why these 2 are listed as claims and not the other ones.
They were not in this check run. Why they weren't in the past ones, I'm not sure.
You were the clerk auditor in the past ones. I'm just wondering
I'm gonna
why,
go back.
why is
All of these are
Kunzler,
claims,
why is
in my opinion.
ETJ? I have a specific question.
Okay.
Why is ETJ, which is Eric Johnson,
Correct?
and why is Kunzler, Bean? Why are those two consistently? Those have been listed as claims, where the other legal services for this whole process are not being listed as claims. What is your office's official position on those two? Why are they claims?
If there was not a contract on them, that's where we're throwing them in. On them others, I would have to go back and review them, and I can bring them all
But
back in
Peter
as additional.
Schofield was presented at the same exact time as the last one with Kunzler Bean.
Okay,
Last month. I signed and we approved 2 legal services, one for Peter Schofield and one for Kunzler Bean. This one has showed up to Peter Schofield, so that's deficient in my mind. I want to know why these are listed as claims. We've talked about this for months and months. We know who these law firms are. We've acquired them through the proper process, and bills are coming in. So why are they claims?
all these, to my opinion, we've had these discussions. Every check in here is a claim, otherwise they would not be paid. The commission, past commission, has put this back onto my office to determine what is claims and what is not claims.
And that's what I'm
And
specifically
I don't
asking
know
you.
why I would have to go back and look at those, but I will go back and pull all those and present
It's
them
real
as-
simple. I want to know
Right.
why was Peter Schofield not in this list of claims and why is Kunzler is listed? They're both legal services. None have a firm contract. They're all just for engagement services at an hourly rate. One is and one isn't. We've dealt with this for months, and my legal advice is these are not claims. They do not fall under the definition of claims under the statute. I can go into what these two are.
Right. At this point, I do not have an answer to that question, but I will do some research on it.
Okay, my legal advice is those two are not claims. They are the same as every other outside legal service we have under the county. And to bring them to the claims, these are legal services. Even the invoices, most of them, if it were a government record, we'd have to heavily redact anyway because it gets into, legal thought process and strategy. So I don't know why any of these are being brought forward. And we had two that came in at the same exact time. I processed them. One is on the list of claims, the other one is not. And I want a clear answer, and I haven't gotten one for months.
I have a question. If you can tell us, the one they've stated was for the GEO bond, I guess?
For Eric Johnson, that was on that was on the defeasance and the litigation and the defeasance.
And the Bean and Kunzler, or Kunzler and Bean, what's that?
That's on an investigation.
Okay. And the one that you said wasn't brought forward, what was that for?
Peter Schofield, that's centrally assessed.
Centrally
I-
assessed appeals.
I was understanding that centrally assessed is included already in a budget for the assessor's office.
She has a line item,
Correct.
and so Gobel Anderson is in there, and Peter Schofield gets paid out of that as well.
Okay, so I would say that's why those wouldn't be brought forward
But
because
these
they're
are in
already
the budget as well, under general litigation in your all's budget.
Okay, that's what I didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So and so we need to discuss, like he said, I think we need to sit down and discuss which things need to be brought forward as claims and which ones don't.
Hmm.
That needs to be clarified. So I think it's good if we can get together and have a meeting on that. That's just what I would like.
Okay, proceeding with this, we've always done it, we'll go ahead and look for a motion to approve the signatures of certified list of claims.
And I would advise that you pull those two off because under the definition, they are not claims.
And the two would be, say the names again.
ETJ,
Kunzler Bean and ETJ.
Kunzler
Bean,
and who? E.T.
J.
ETJ. Okay. All righty. I'd entertain a motion.
If we pull those off as claims, they will still get paid or have been paid?
They've already been paid.
Okay, so that we could then discuss this. Okay, I would make a motion then that we approve the list of claims with ETJ and Kunzler being removed from the list.
Have a motion.
I second it.
Any, just more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Business licenses.
Oh, thanks.
Good morning, Matt Kazir with the Community Development Office. Let's see if we can get through this here. Sorry, I haven't presented these business licenses in a while, but probably just take them one at a time today, if that's okay. Okay, the first one is a home-based business, and it is for Ashley Acres Lights and Pyro. The owner is Kevin DeVole, and the property address is 1787 North, 1450 East, here in the Vernal area. And it's property serial number 466113. This particular business license, he does firework displays and also does retail sales for fireworks. So he, on those occasions where he is doing the temporary sales, if he's bringing in like a mobile trailer or something to sell out of, he would just get a temporary use permit for that at that time, and then be able to sell at a appropriate location. Other than that, he does all the books and things at his house. The business itself is registered at the home, and so we would request approval of this with the conditions that he follow all home-based business rules and regulations, and that he comply with all fire code requirements.
Matt, does he have keep fireworks then on the premises continually, or how does that work?
I don't believe so, but I'm not actually 100% sure. Sorry, Gabby was, let me see here if there's anything. This was one of Gabby's last ones that she was handling before she left, and she just gave it to me, said it was ready to go. So let me just see here really quick if there's anything in any of the emails really quick. Yeah, I don't see anything there that answers that question. But if he does, then there are certain rules for explosives that have to be followed, and you'd have to have approval from the fire district in order to store any kind of large quantity of those at his residence.
I figured you said that in there, so.
Come on up, Mr. Jeremy.
Okay.
So Jeremy Raymond, Uintah Fire District. I've spoken with Kevin several times on this. He does keep some in a secure location. It's heavily regulated by ATF, and so he has to make sure to do daily inventories and magazine storage and kept in offsite, and there's a whole list of requirements like what Matt was saying. But he does a really good job, and we make sure to keep up on him as well as the ATF.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other discussion? Okay, I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the business license of Ashley Acres Lights and Pyro with all the stipulations that were stated by Matt Kazir.
Okay, have a motion.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Okay, let's see. The next one is, we'll do this one. Next one's also a home-based business. It's for LNE Services LLC. The owner is Eric Ivy. It's located at 3060 South, 2500 East. Property serial number, that's here in the Vernal area. Property serial number 65143. He's a general contractor, and he runs the business from his home. He does have a general contractor license from the city of Utah that is current. And he says he does general construction, small remodels, consulting, estimating, and labor services. The things that he stores are power tools, pneumatic tools, and construction materials. The storage of those types of things are all regulated under the home-based business rules, and there's certain rules that they have to follow. I did go by the residence just to see if those things were being followed, and they are. It looks like a house. You couldn't tell that there's a contractor there. And so we would recommend that this be approved with the conditions that he follow all home-based business regulations, follow all RA1 zoning regulations, and maintain a current contractor license with the city of Utah.
Do we verify that ever, as far as his contractor's license? Is there anything you received to show if he still has it, or if he has to show us each year?
So I think the contractors are on a 2 or 3 year cycle, seems like, or maybe 4. But we would check it when they get building permits, or if something comes up and we're reviewing the business license for some reason. But we don't have anything that's like an annual check on it.
Okay,
But-
all right.
Any other discussions?
No.
Entertain a motion?
I'd make a motion to approve LNE Services LLC business license with all the requirements as set forth by Matt.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion, have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Okay, and the last one, this one is at a commercial location, and it's Craig's Pit Stop. The owners are Trevin and Nancy Burchell. This business was recently purchased, and so they're applying for their business license. It was an existing business. It did have had an existing conditional use permit that was issued back in July of 2005. So it's fairly old. There are 9 different conditions on that conditional use permit that would need to be met. So the way conditional use permits work is they run with the property. And so as long as they follow all the conditions that were approved, they can continue with that conditional use permit. I did go by the property. It looks like not all of the conditions are being met right now. But at this point with the snow and the weather, it's probably going to be pretty hard for them to get into compliance anytime soon. And so what I would recommend is that we go ahead and issue the business license with the following conditions. Number 1, that they follow all C1 zoning regulations. And then number 2, follow all conditions of the approved conditional use permit. And that we give them until June 1st of 2023 to comply with those requirements.
Did you say June 1st?
Yeah. And then they comply with all the requirements from Fire Marshal, Tri-County Health, and Uintah County Building Division, which those entities did sign off on the business license.
Do you mind giving us the address and the tax
Oh,
ID
yeah,
number?
sorry about that.
Okay.
Skipped right over that. Okay, this is at 19 West, 1500 North, here in the Vernal area, and it's serial number 46921, and they do automotive repair at this location.
Okay, any other comments or discussions? And I'd entertain a motion.
I would make a motion that we approve Craig's Pit Stop with a business license with the conditions as outlined by Matt.
All right, we have a motion.
I'll second.
Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Matt. All right. Gun and Knife Show Conference Center fees waiver request. Bill Lewis.
My name's Bill Lewis, along with Clayton Reimer and Carney Pace. We constitute the Friends of Buckskin Hill Shooting Area. We are the presenters of the yearly gun show. And we do it all with volunteers and with sponsors. All funds raised beyond expenses are donated to the advancement and improvement of the shooting area. I would refer you to the list that I gave you of our shows in the past. We are asking that the fee for the convention center be waived. And the justification, of course, for that is, I know of no one who does all the work, the worry, and then donates the money to the county. So that's our first one. Our second one is we believe that we provide a valuable service for the community in providing a venue for our own citizens, but also for people from out of the area to come and enjoy Vernal, Utah. And lastly, it is popular and well attended. Do you have any questions of me?
Questions? I got comments. You know, what a great service you do over there. You know, it's a destination for people to come to town and stay, and look at, see what's there. You know, the money that's been contributed over the years and is outrageous. It's tremendous. What you have done, money comes in, and maybe I was signing things, but comes into the office. The clerk auditor handles the money. It's accounted for, put out with as projects come out, and I just think it's been a tremendous deal. But that was just my comments on it.
Well, I think it's commendable that you volunteer to do this each year and donate the proceeds out there to the, isn't it Buckskin Hills, the
Yes,
shooting range out there?
Yeah.
I think that's a great thing that you do every year. I appreciate information that you give us. I really like to see those kind of things and how many people attend and how much you made and things like that. And I would love, I think you do, but I love the reports as well. When the event's over, that you come back and say, this year, this is how it went, you know, and things, and how many were involved in the community. I just really enjoy hearing all that. But thank you for doing this for the community.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm not sure about this gun and knife show. I think I've been to it every year, and my wife always takes my wallet away because there's so much stuff I'd like to spend money on. It is a great asset, I think, and it does not only bring people into our community to go to the gun show, but we do have restaurants that feed them and hotels to put them up in, and I appreciate it also.
Could I beg your indulgence for just a couple of seconds?
Certainly.
Our dealers that are coming back with us are coming from a pretty wide spread of, geographically. We had one individual that was coming as far as West Virginia. He passed away this last year. But what the dealers are telling us is this is the best show in the Rockies. And it's taken us 10 years to get it there, but we agree with that. And the dealers and the people that attend, I think, have a good time, and I think they're well treated. The dealers especially like the citizens of this community. They're very, very happy with the way things go with them. So, on that basis.
All right, I would, if there's no other discussion, I would entertain a motion.
The only thing I can follow up on is I make the motion that we do waive that fee for the gun and knife show this year.
Okay, I got a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passed.
Thank you.
Bill, thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Tell all your help, thank you, appreciate it. You know, it's a good deal, thank you. Okay, Tanya Craven, policy number 420, holidays.
Tanya Craven, Human Resources. Good morning. How's everyone this morning?
Good, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well. I have a little bit of a cold myself, so I've got a mint I'm sucking on. So I put out a draft of this policy, and I have had incredible response with comments from the staff. They've been very engaged with giving me some wonderful comments as far as concerns and questions regarding not only the holiday itself, but concerns about how the building would be affected if we remained open. There were concerns about security, parking, disruption to the office spaces and things of that, but wanted to bring up the policy itself first. Oops. So originally when we spoke, we had spoke about the holiday, Juneteenth, and the idea of removing the day after Thanksgiving. The general consensus that we've gotten from the staff is this is a family holiday weekend, and there's a lot of travel. And so removing that day is going to be a real disruption for not only the staff that is traveling, but then also offices that are trying to conduct their business and then having so much going on within the yard outside. The people coming in and out, just to get warm, disruption to the offices that have to do their work, skeleton crews within the offices, people trying to travel with their families. We've talked about, taking PTO and things of that nature. But if there were to have to choose, there was the conversation that it would rather be Columbus Day. But at the same time, with looking at other counties, the majority of the counties have chosen to add the holiday as opposed to remove one and do another. There are only 2 counties, I believe it was Sevier and Tooele, that removed or did an exchange. All the other counties chose to add, taking their holiday count to 13 and 14 in some spaces. So that's where we are as far as the holidays. I would appreciate it if the commission would also allow some of the employees. I know that there were a few that, Alicia, with running the holidays and being on the committee, had some concerns. And I think there were a couple that were elected officials that had some office spaces that had some comments as well that they wanted to share. Or if you're,
I just was gonna say, just knowing this was a test run
Yeah.
for us, we were just kind of trying to get the Juneteenth on the calendar.
Right.
And having discussion. I didn't want it to come across as this is what we're doing. This
Right.
was meant to be something to just put
Discussion.
out there to say, we've had discussion, and this is what kind of was coming out of discussion, and we wanted input from,
yeah, that was why we
employees
put it
and
out for the draft.
so, yeah. And in having you check into the other things you did for us and get more information after we had the discussion, I would like to just add Juneteenth to the calendar that we have already in place.
Okay.
Your motion?
Unless anyone has more discussion.
The only discussion I would have is I would like Tanya to explain the last paragraph of that
Oh.
on June 19th, so it's just not confused.
So the last paragraph is specific to June 19th. Because, sorry, that's my mint. I apologize. Oh, goodness.
Do you need some water?
No, the mint broke up and it went down the wrong side. If June 19th falls on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, it will be observed on the preceding Monday. If the holiday falls on a weekend, it will be observed on the following Monday, giving this people a 3-day weekend. So this is specific to the holiday of June 19th and how that holiday would be observed. This isn't looking at, there was some concern, Ty brought up some great points too, in this being able to get it out there and getting conversation on how the language was worded. So that, like Thanksgiving, for example, on the Thursday, and not having Thursday obviously be removed in the middle of the week and whatnot. So it is just specific to June 19th and where that falls in the middle of the week, how it would be observed.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion.
And I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Wonderful. Thank you so much, Commissioners. We really appreciate it.
Number 7, Ashley Valley Watershed Flood and Irrigation Project increase in grant funding. Matt Kassir.
All right, Matt Kazier, Community Development. Let's see, the NRCS has offered us another $250,000 for the Ashley Valley Watershed Flood and Irrigation Project. This is the piping of the Central Canal along with some stormwater detention basins and then a recreation component, a portion of which is the Kids Canal area from 5th North to Main Street. So those are the main components of the project. And they have another $250,000 that they would like to give to us for the project. And
That's just the pass-through though, right? Correct? Is it a pass-through?
so part of the funds are passed through. For the piping of the Central Canal, those are all pass-through funds. The other projects are county sponsored projects.
Okay. Any other comments?
No, I think it just goes specifically though to those projects, like you
Yes.
said, for the Kids Canal or the detention ponds.
Okay. All right, any other discussions or a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept that, and thank you very much for being able to follow up and get those extra funds for us.
I agree.
Isn't that a motion need to include anything with signatures or along with contract or anything, John?
So I know in practice that has been stated, but when the board approves an action item, then the chair is automatically authorized to sign the documents that will effectuate the board.
And you've looked at the contract and it's okay if I sign it?
Oh, you know what? I don't think I got this to John, sorry.
I did. I was gonna raise that. It's okay.
It's a pretty easy one.
I know what you did on New Year's Eve, so I'll forgive it, Matt.
Yeah, sorry about that. I meant to email that to you
I'm
on.
sorry, did we already have a motion on this yet? Did you
Yes,
make it
he
or
ma-
did I?
He made the motion, but I didn't know if it needed to include signatures
Yes.
and that's where
I was gonna say,
and it doesn't apparently need to include signatures.
And I'd like also to make sure we include the amount of that grant.
Okay, $250,000. I'll amend my
Okay,
motion.
we have a motion and a second.
I will second.
Second, and
You know, it's just to apply for it, so, yeah. we're okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, and that's actually an electronic signature, so I'll email that to you, and then if you need help doing that, I can come help you.
Well, you might follow up with me on that electronic signature deal, and we can get together.
Yeah,
and make sure we
okay.
get it correct.
Thanks.
I don't know if you need this back or, all right, thank you, Matt. UAC Board of Directors Representative and Appointment. Once a year, they have a commissioner from each county sit on their staffing board. And it's that time, but year we need to make a motion or nominate somebody to be on that, serve on that board. So that being said, I'd entertain a motion.
I would make a motion that we appoint John Larson as the commissioner to sit on that board.
We have a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay, in the back of the room, we've set out some, the commissioner's delegation of board assignments, which I think Tanya has emailed them out to everybody, but anybody wants to pick one of those up as they leave, they can. And it's, as gone in the past, we've given it a pretty fast shot, and there could be a little changes done to it, but we'll always bring that forward. But anyway, just so if anybody wants a copy. Sitting back there, cemetery certificates.
Do we have to have a motion on that?
No.
The committee assignments and that?
Now, this is way out of line from what we used to do, but we're trying to redo the agendas, I guess.
Cemetery certificates, first one, Jensen Cemetery, Herman Hoops and Valerie Hoops, Block B, Lot 8, space 49B, and Block B, Lot 23, space 42B. Rock Point Cemetery, Phase 2, Keith Rose, Block 336, Lot A, spaces 11 and 12. Vernal Memorial Park, Brett Reynolds, Block H, 56.5, Lot 1, space 2. Continuing Vernal Memorial Park, Mildred June Anderson, Lot 216, spaces 2 and 3. Continuing Vernal Memorial Park, Lavada Kettle, Lot 252, spaces 26 and 27. That's all of them.
Was the first one Mazer?
Jensen.
Jensen, okay, thank you.
I'd make a motion to accept them as presented by Mr. Wilkins.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Tax matters.
Commissioners, I have 2 requests for refunds. First one is an order from the State Tax Commission on CH4 Finley operating for the year 2021 tax year, $125,696.76. It's the final order of approval on that one.
Okay, and any questions, comments, motions?
No, just,
Yeah.
okay.
County share of that, just FYI, is $29,360.16. Biggest chunk is school district.
360 what?
$29,360, but we got to refund the full 125.
Okay.
Okay,
And then we just collect that from the other entities?
We already have it. We'll
Oh.
take it. Wendy will take it from them before she gives it to them.
Okay.
okay. Any more questions or comments?
No, I'd make a motion, we approve of that.
Have a motion.
Finley.
Second,
Yes, I'll second.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. Any others?
One more. This is parcel number 14, 48, and 72. It is a parcel of ground that the UDOT bought when they widened the road there in Gusher that didn't get put into a tax exempt district. So there's $105.18 that need to be abated. They were not paid, and we need to request approval to move it into tax district 50, which is a non-taxing district.
All righty, do we have a motion?
I would make a motion that we approve the abatement of $105.18 for tax ID, or is that what
Yes,
you call
serial
it?
number
Tax ID, serial number 144872.
Correct.
And also move it into the tax district, did you say
50,
50? Move it into tax district 50, which is non-tax?
which is non-taxable tax district.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh.
Okay, well, we could probably go into public comments and readdress that, or do you want to wait, just wait? He'll probably be 30 seconds. Are we okay just to wait? All right, we'll get our signatures caught up then while we're waiting for him to come back.
Oh, I guess it is. I don't know. Oh, it's the certified list of claims.
My apologies, Commissioner. We have the annual abatement report. Are we ready? State will reimburse us for the circuit breakers. There was 247 applicants. The state will reimburse the county $149,804.56. Non-reimbursable abatements that were granted this last year Blind, we had 10 for a total value of $115,000 with an abatement of $1,196.48. The circuit breaker on the county portion of it. So when they apply for a circuit breaker and they are eligible, the state pays so much, but when they qualify for it, everybody pays 55% of market value. But if they qualify for this, they get another 20% reduced off their taxable value. And that amount this time, there was $5,478,404 for a total of $58,414.55. The indigent abatements, which were approved earlier, but this is a total, there was 13 for a total value of $634,707 for an abatement of $6,652.79. And then we have 198 veterans, disabled veterans that applied for abatements, $21,880,287 in value, and taxes of $230,821.59. So I present that to you for your approval. And you should have received an email on this, I hope.
Any discussions or comments?
No.
Okay, entertain a motion.
I would make a motion that we approve the 2022 abatement totals as presented.
Got a motion?
And I second it.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well, let's see, before we go into public comment, I'm gonna probably get in a little bit of trouble here. I'm getting, Leisha, okay, we'll be very simplified. Happy birthday, Leisha. Boy, I was getting the evil eye there. But anyway, you were sitting here. All right. Public comments. If we have any public comments, they would ask to hold them to 3 minutes, and we'll do a total of 10. And we do have a need for a closed session afterwards.
Dan Delsaver, citizen. I'm not a big fan of Juneteenth. I don't know what it means. It's my birthday. I like that part of it. I liked it when it was Martin Luther King Day, because it honored someone who did something that was tremendously important for our country. And I feel that as we go about our business every day, and these names are changed for the reason of equity or whatever, he was an exceptional individual, and exceptional individuals need to be called out. If you look up Juneteenth, I don't know what you get, but if you type in Martin Luther King, I know what you will get. So I don't think this is something that we can change. It's a federal holiday. I don't know how it got to be the way that it is. But if we just lay down and let this stuff roll over us, we're going to get what we deserve. So if you have an opinion, I think you need to state it and say, hey, this is ridiculous. I have no idea what Juneteenth means. It shouldn't even be a word. So thank you for letting me share my thoughts with you.
Thank you.
So just a little history regarding Juneteenth. Juneteenth National Independence Day Act, which designates it as a legal public holiday. Juneteenth is an official federal holiday. President Joe Biden signed Juneteenth National Independence Day Act, making it the first new federal holiday since Martin Luther King Day was added in 1983. Juneteenth commemorates the events of June 19, 1865, when Gordon Granger, a Union general, arrived in Galveston, Texas, to inform enslaved African Americans of their freedom after the Civil War had ended. The Juneteenth commemoration marks the legal end of slavery in the United States, a hard-fought achievement of the Civil War. General Granger's announcement in 1865 put an end to the effect of the Emancipation Proclamation, which had been issued more than 2 years earlier by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1, 1863. Every year on June 19th, Americans remember the end of slavery after the Civil War. Although Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation declared all slaves in rebel states were free on January 1, 1863, many slave owners did not recognize the proclamation. even after Robert E. Lee surrendered in April 9th, 1865. News of the Union victory didn't reach Texas until May. It wasn't until the Union Army Major General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston on June 18th and read the order announcing that all slaves were freed on June 19th that they learned of their emancipation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? All right, we are in need of a closed session today, so I need a motion. We're in need of two to kind of separate closed sessions as I read that.
Well, let me make a statement real quick, if you don't mind. This is a new commission. As you can tell, employees are very, very valuable to us. We're doing our best to bring things back in line the way that we feel they should be. So thank you to the employees of Uintah County and to the citizens of the county for putting us in this position to be able to help. I just want you to know that it is really appreciated. It's a high honor, scares me to death, but we're doing the best we can.
Okay.
That's all I had.
Yeah, and please, we would appreciate the input as long as it's not hostile. Please come to us when you first have an idea, not when it's down the road and you're now frustrated or mad. We appreciate it. We want to visit and talk with you as much as possible, get your input, everybody.
Okay, we're going to do the closed session in here, John, or will we adjourn to the?
No, I think it'd be more comfortable if we're in the small conference room.
So we'll need to have that included in the motions for the closed session. So could I get a motion to go into the two different closed sessions and be adjourned into the small conference room?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn to the small conference room for closed session. One, for the purpose of discussing pending or imminent legal things. Yeah, sorry, I had a brain cramp. Or the second one, for close purpose, discussing character, professional competence, or physical or mental health of an individual.
Then upon that time.
We will adjourn.
I think, is that correct, John, how we need that?
We would reconvene into open session and adjourn at that time after.
Yeah, there won't be any action items after.
Okay, I would second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passed.